Everything you need to start web design and be good at it starts from here. You need to start from HTML and CSS. And at the end of this course, because I'm starting a journey, at the end of this journey, you're going to be so good at HTML and CSS that you can literally hack NASA with HTML. Codemonger from Creedbox, and today I'll be taking you, like I said, towards the path on becoming a very good HTML and CSS programmer. To start with, HTML and CSS is not a programming language. So once you're done with HTML and CSS, you can't just go out there and say that you're a programmer. Oh my God, I'm a programmer. I do HTML and CSS. No. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. Now, basically, to start designing a website, you need an editor. An editor is basically where we build websites on a platform where we build websites. So, different people use different kinds of editor. Most people use Sublime Text. Most people use Atom, Notepad++, VS Code. But in this tutorial, I'll teach you how to design websites using VS Code. Now, to download and install VS Code is very, very pretty simple. You don't need to pay any amount of money or any shit like that. First of all, go to VS Code website, which is code.visualstudio.com/download. Depends on your operating system. If you're using Windows, you click on this one right here. If you're using Ubuntu, you click on this one right here. And if you're using the Macintosh, Apple, then you basically be pressing this one here. And then it's pretty easy to set up. Once you download it, just follow the setup process, and then I already have it installed in my system. So from there, we actually get started. And then once you download it and set it up, then you have a background like this in your website, in your system. So from here, what we should basically be doing from here is setting up plugin so you can actually render your website. So now this is how this works. Now once you get here, you can actually create a folder in your system. You can basically create a folder in your system, uh, and maybe call it like I call my own YouTube. Just call it YouTube, and then go to your VS Code, and then go to File, go to Open Folder, and then find that folder, maybe YouTube. And then once you find that folder and you open it, you have something. You find somewhere like this, and then you get the folder. And then once you open it, you have something like this. And then this is where the magic begins. First things first, you create a file in that folder, clicking on this button right here, new file, like that, and then boom, you type in index.html. Boom. That's how you became an HTML freak. So from here now, once you have HTML installed and once you have HTML set up and all that stuff, what you need to understand about HTML is that in HTML, everything is all about tags, basically tags. Maybe you must have gone somewhere and maybe all these movies and see stuff like that looks exactly like this. These are tags. Websites, they have this kind of stuff. So this is what generally makes up HTML, tags. So now to start up an HTML website like the way it is now, you need to specify the document type. And you basically do that by opening a tag. It's called the opening tag. And then uh, this exclamation. Then you type in doc type, yes, in capitals, like the way you're seeing it right there. Doc type, and then you type in HTML. So the browser can actually know that this is an HTML file. So once you do that, this is where it all begins. Let's talk about scaffolding, maybe like HTML, in the sense that if you want to start it like it's HTML. So you just type open a tag and write in the HTML, and then close the tag. Now, this is the advantage of using VS Code. It helps you complete codes, which is pretty nice. You see, now this is a opening tag and this is a closing tag, HTML. And then inside an HTML like tag, you need to have two things: the head and the body. And now, just like the way you do HTML, you just type in the head, you open a tag, the head, and then you close it, the head, and then the body, the body. Now, this is the core of HTML. Everything you need to actually build a website will appear on this body, while everything you need to explain to the browser or to search engines about what's happening in your website will definitely appear on the end. Now, to start with, if you go to websites, maybe like this VS Code website now, you actually see at the very top here where they are writing download Visual Studio Code. Now, this is the title of this website, of this particular page in the website. And now it is very important you fix it here in your head section by writing title. Simple as that. Open tag, title, and then it will automatically close title. And then you can write there my first web page. Boom. So from there, let's talk more about tags. Now, in a website, basically in a website, if you let me just fix this up a bit. Basically, in a website, if you go to maybe like a website like this, you see we have a website are basically divided into sections. You have the nav bar, you have the a section here, you have another section here, you have another section here, a section, then you have a footer in a website. So tags basically help explain to the browser and to search engines that uh, this is what this is and this is what this isn't. So um, if you want to create a navigation on your website, because that thing at the very top of a website is called a navigation bar, you just use the tag nav, and that's how you create navigation bar. The nav tag helps create a navigation bar, and we'll go deep into that later on in the tutorial. Just wanted to let you know about the nav tag. Then we have the header tag. The header tag, uh, header. Now, it's not necessary you use all these tags all the time. Later on, you understand what I'm talking about. But I do like to use header at the very first head of my website, the header tag at the very first head of my website, like this. I do want to call this an header. So we have the aside tag, aside tag, yeah, like that, aside tag. Now, the aside tag is basically something like this. Let's go to this template. You see, like on this website, sometimes you see something on the side, a particular section on the side, something like this. Aside tag can be used to represent things like that. Things like this. This is a very good example. Things like this. The aside tag. Maybe you go to an e-commerce store and you have the aside tag like this, then that's it. And then basically that's how it works. So we also have the main section. Um, Main section. Yeah. Now, if you are going to separate the aside and the main, basically for me, I like to, if I'm calling this the aside, I'll basically just call this the main section. Then we have another tag we call the section, like that. Okay, took time to complete there. And then sometimes in a website, you might end up having something like this. You see, in a website, you have this section, you have another section here, another section here, another section here, like that. So in that reason, maybe in a main tag like this, let me open the main tag. We might have like 5 sections. So I'll just cut this and then paste it in there, like that. So a couple of sections in the website. So, and the last one, basically the last I'm going to put you through is what we call the footer. Now, if you go to a website, you most likely see something like this, a footer. Like after scrolling all along the website, you see something cool, something smooth like that. See, footer, footer, footer. Yeah. Even in VS Code website, you see things like this. It's called the footer. So if you are going to create a footer in your website, you are going to have to put something like this. It's called the footer. And at this point, I'm very, very proud to tell you that you are welcome to the HTML tutorial. And at this point, if you know it up to here, then you are well on the right path. Now, to start with, you don't need to be very good at calculus, very good at math to be good at programming. Instead, I feel you need to be good at coding to be good at math. Once again, I'm Codemonger from Creedbox. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like the content I'm putting out, and then put a comment on the section. Put a comment below so I will know how I'm doing, and then ask your questions on the comment section. Like this video, and then on my next tutorial, I'll be teaching you about elements and attributes in HTML.